test.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. A few people.
No audio.
No audio.
I think audio is working.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's new.
Alright, so we're just gonna give people a few minutes to get on in here, and then we're gonna start going over the two True Tone programmers that we got, and show you guys a few things, how to update them, how to swap the battery so you don't have to keep it plugged in, and also the transfer on 12 series from OEM to OEM.
Yep.
The R100, they shifted just a little. There you go.
Alright, just a
You
couple
ready?
more minutes, or we can get started right now.
We're ready?
Perfect. Let's
Cool.
jump in.
Alright, so like Scott said, we're going to go over a couple of the programmers that we have. We'll demonstrate True Tone function on them. We have JC V1S. Actually, we have three programmers. So we have the V1S and the V1SE. So we'll demonstrate how the new latest boards, they do work on both. V1SE has expanded memory is what the manufacturers claim, but we'll show you how the board still works on either if you still have the V1S. And the DLZ R100. Got some complaints and concerns, some recent tech calls about they don't understand why they can't use the machine by itself. Every time they unplug it, it doesn't seem to charge and it just cuts off. So they do take batteries, so we'll demonstrate about how to install the battery. iPhone 6 battery goes in either one, regardless of which one you have. R100 has a couple of screws, JC just has like a slide cover. So we'll demonstrate installing the battery and then make sure that both machines are updated as well through the latest software from both manufacturers. So we can kind of start with the V1S and the V1SE. So the V1SE does not have a battery right now. We'll use an iPhone 6 XCAP battery. So removing it from its packaging. Slide the cover off, and then it just has a spot here and connection in the bottom right hand corner. So install the battery and get it connected. Let's see what I'm doing from this angle. So battery connector will snap in, and then your battery will clip in as well. So then you can install your cover back, and then it should be good to power on. Okay, so we have iPhone 12 here. It was wirelessly charging on our new power supply here, guys. We just got these in. Go into the settings, show that this is the original screen, no genuine screen notification, no hardware alerts. And then going into display and brightness, we can see True Tone here, on and off. So we'll copy the information from this screen using we'll start with the V1SE first here, but we'll go ahead and make sure that it's on the latest update before we begin this procedure. So we will plug it in to our computer and go over to the JC repair software.
Okay, I'm going to open this software. Good for JC.
Yes.
And then just because we mentioned the three programmers, do you want to go over the differences, or I guess lack thereof, of V1SE versus V1S?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So the manufacturers just tell me that V1SE has expanded memory to encompass some future updates. So they say that V1S, its memory is full, so it can't support any new features. But these latest features, they're still supported. So if you're just kind of preparing for the future and you maybe haven't purchased the V1S, then V1SE would be a good place to start. But rest assured, if you already own the V1S, that you're still compatible with all the latest features right now. So what we'll do is we'll plug in the V1S, we'll go over to our JC repair, and then it will recognize the device, and there is menus at the top of the screen. You'll want to click on repair fitting. When you click on repair fitting, then it'll show you where the device is recognized, and it'll kind of tell you whether the device firmware that it's on. So whether it needs an update or not, it'll automatically start that process. So this one looks like it's already been, is it updating? Yeah, so it's not on the latest, so it's going through its update process now, and it's just a quick 5 seconds, and it's already done.
Nice. Yeah, so I don't know if you could hear that, but it beeps when it's done updating as well.
Yep.
So it's all good to go. That took on all of 30 seconds, if not less.
So we'll, you can see here on the device, we can go back to our other shot here. You'll see you can select English on the right hand side. You can swap it back and forth. So your middle button here, go through the different functions, and we're on the screen functionality. So we will go ahead and actually swap and change this board because we're on an old board. This supports the older series. This one is actually, so these two are the latest ones that have the IC chip at the top. So the one that has the silver QR code, this one's going to support your aftermarket screens, the one that we've done the videos and live demonstrations on previously. The one with the black chip here, this one is for OEMs. So you'll plug it into the device and it'll automatically be recognized and tell you which board you're plugged in. So this just says iPhone 12 original screen. So we'll go ahead and read this screen that we unplugged from the device. You can see it automatically recognizes the screen and reads the information. So with one button with read, it'll read that data and copy it to a file so it can be wrote to later screens, any replacements that you have. So it says it saved the information. So we're good to unplug this screen. And we have right here our premium and refurb for 12s. So I'll start here with premium. Just like we did with the original screen, we'll plug in both connectors here for display and touch, and we'll go ahead and click write, and it says, are you sure you want to write the data from file 1, which is the file that we saved it to? We click yes, and in a few seconds you'll get a blinking light here. It'll beep again once it's complete and show you that the verified data is okay. So data verified correct, and we can disconnect the screen. We can go ahead and test it here on the device. So plugging in both connectors to the device, plugging in the battery. Give this a few seconds to boot. You can see we still have our original screen here.
If you guys have any questions while we go through, definitely drop them in the chat and we'll make sure we address them all.
If you hadn't noticed, our new grip mats here, a very bright red color. Hope you guys like those. So device booted, going into the settings, we can see it's important display message. It's not the original screen, but if we go into display and brightness, we do see True Tone here on our premium line. So we'll go ahead and turn the screen off, shut the phone down, and we'll swap over and do our refurb as well.
So that was our premium FOG, and this is going to be our refurbished.
So we should just be able to plug this screen in and should still have access to our file. Actually, it says write default data. I don't think that's exactly what we want. Let's go ahead and read the original data just to make sure. So there's no reason you can't read and write this information over and over again. So if you're not sure, be sure. So we'll go ahead and read the original data. Quick second, and that'll be complete. So it's writing that data. Just before it takes a few seconds. And you'll get the same beep and notification that data verified is correct. So we'll unplug this screen. Like Scott said, this is our refurb line. Plug in touch and display connectors. And our battery. And give this a boot. While we're waiting for that to boot, I'll go ahead and take the original board off for original transfers, and we will actually go ahead and plug it into the original V1S. It's not the V1SE. So this device has already been fully updated. So this board is supported. And now that this is booted, again, genuine screen message, but going into display and brightness, we have True Tone. Fully supported on premiums and refurbs. We'll shut that down. So this is the V1S, not the V1SE. Navigating to, as you can see, 12 original screens. So we know we have the original transfer board on. You can recognize the data. Go ahead and read it. Save the data. And we actually can plug this in. Recognize the screen, write the data. And again, this is just using the V1S, not the V1SE. Data verified correct. Do one last confirmation here. We'll move on to the DLZ R100 for you guys that have that device.
And if you're looking to do the OEM transfer for 12 or 13 series, we have the boards for all the machines we're using today on the website. So if you already have the machine, yeah, you can just grab that individual board. If you don't have a program at all, highly recommended so you can do True Tone transfers, and you can buy the kit with that board in addition.
So again, I'm not sure if the glare is showing exactly, but you can see True Tone there again with the V1S. So we'll shut this down. Disconnect our battery. Cool. All right, so moving on, we have our DLZ R100 for you guys that have it. Not getting too much into the battery, it's got 4 screws, same thing. Remove these 4 screws, plug in your battery, put the plate back on. This one already has a battery installed, but that'll just prevent your device from dying when you unplug it, prevent you from leading it to believe it's charging because there's not a battery installed. So make sure you install an iPhone 6 battery in any of these programmers that you have. So we'll turn this one on. And as soon as it's booted up, you get an option to choose English, and this is already labeled here at the bottom of the board, the original display True Tone, and then again on the screen, so you know that you have the original transfer board. So we'll plug in the original screen and go ahead and read this data. So plugging in touch panel and display. Same recognizable beeps, letting you know the screen's plugged in. Click read, it says reading from touch chip, and quick success. So it has the data that it needs. Unplug the original screen. Choose our refurb here. So plug it into the same connectors that we just plugged the original screen into. Display and touch. And one button for write. Light indicator, and on the screen indicates that it's writing. And we get write success. So we can disconnect the screen, plug it into our device. And boot it up. And while we're waiting for that to boot, I can show you guys when you turn on the R100, at the very top, it'll give you a date and a version, so that'll let you know like what update version you're on. We've linked before, and we'll link again in this video, the video tutorial for updating. So based on what your original update version is, you may have to update through USB flash first. So we'll link you to the update files. You'll transfer the file to the USB drive, and then you'll update directly with the machine. Once it's past a certain update, you can then swap to the PC software. So we'll do that now so you guys can get an idea about what that looks like. So you'll update it through PC. So you'll just load up the software on the PC and then plug in the device. It'll indicate on the PC software the device is plugged in, and then you'll browse and search for or open the update file. You'll want to click the update file that says MCU app for the specific device you're on, so for the R100. And once you've selected it, you can click update, and then it will begin the update process here. So once that's completed, then you can unplug the device and proceed with going ahead and doing your transfers. You'll just want the latest update when you're working on these latest features. It's best required.
Almost there.
So this is just go through a quick update process. Again, like I said, this device was already updated, but we just want to show you about how that works. So you can unplug it. We'll turn it back on. Choose for English. And since we went through the update, I need to go ahead and probably reread that again. But we'll show you that now this is booted with the R100. Again, we still get true tone. So no issues whether you have the V1S, V1SE, R100. All these manufacturers are up to par with the latest updates and features. So they all have the various boards available for the machines. They have the update files readily available, and it is successful. It functions as it says it is. So we'll wait for a few minutes to kind of give you guys some time for ask questions, and we'll wrap it up for today. I hope you guys are excited for this. At one point we were told this wouldn't happen for OEMs, so we're glad that it's here. We're glad we got the boards for you guys. So let us know if you have any other concerns or questions. Hope that covers everything as far as batteries, updates, and the actual demonstration. Is anybody other than the spammer in the chat?
None in the chat, no. If you guys end up having any questions, if you're watching this after we're done being live, please post your comments. We'll get to them, make sure we get them answered. And yes, these will work for the iPhone 13 as well. I know we did 12s on the demonstration, but these boards and everything we just did would be the same process for the 13.
Yeah, not sure if you can see, but definitely right up here at the top has a slot FPC connector for 13 and 13 mini. Same thing on JC V1S 13 and 13 mini.
Sweet. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thanks
you, guys.
for joining.
Yep.
Have a good day.